This is Super R-Type for the SNES. It's a great scrolling space shooter that was released in the first year of the Super Nintendo's launch. According to my count, out of the 32 SNES games released in the same year as the console's launch, 5 of them were shooters, and this one holds its own against the others. By no means would I say it's the best, but it's absolutely enjoyable and has some cool features, great graphics, and super challenging gameplay. Back when the Super Nintendo was originally released, I was not into shmups at all. My younger self was pretty stuck on platformers. However, in my later years, I've grown to love and appreciate ripping through the chaos of these early shooters. I actually used to own an R-Type Nintendo Versus arcade cabinet in my own arcade called Twincade, located in Griffith, Indiana. However, it's since been replaced to make room for other games. Although the SNES version is more based on the R-Type 2 arcade cabinet, I totally missed playing mine, so this was a perfect opportunity to fill that void. So let's check out Super R-Type on this edition of SideQuest. Developed by Irem in 1991, Super R-Type was an early game title for the SNES released in the same year as the console's launch. R-Type already had a reputation as a popular series of side-scrolling shooters in the arcade and saw some releases on the TurboGrafx-16 and more. Now, Super R-Type looked to bring that quality of shoot 'em up into the still developing realm of SNES shooters. Super R-Type continues the story of the fabled R9 space fleet, once again protecting Earth from the invading Bido Empire. This time, these mutant aliens are stronger and bent on even more destruction. You know, basic alien invasion type stuff. Aside from slowdown issues, Irem was able to pull off a fantastic home port that comes damn close to the feel and looks of the arcade, with tons of creepy-ish alien-like enemies and bosses that feel organic and otherworldly, and mass chaos with plenty to dodge and destroy on every screen. Backgrounds look awesome, and the sprites have crisp textures and details on the various ships, aliens, and bosses. Animations are also well done, particularly with the explosions looking really cool. The sound in Super R-Type is definitely impressive for an early SNES side-scroller. I really appreciate the fullness of the explosions. I guess I'm a fan of explosions, and different weapons are given distinct, unique sounds as well. The music is also pretty catchy and does a great job of setting the mood. If you've ever played a side-scrolling space shooter, then you understand Super R-Type's controls. As is typical for these games, the screen is continually moving, advancing your spaceship forward through the map. The player will encounter hundreds of enemies per level, which will attack in predetermined, choreographed waves. You should expect a continuous assault throughout each level. No rest for the weary when the Bido Empire attacks. Various weapons, upgrades, and power-ups are available throughout the game, and you'll definitely want to take advantage. The D-pad moves the R9 ship as expected, and X and Y will rapid fire your main cannon. The B button can be held for a super powerful charge shot. Charge longer to get an even more powerful shot. Aside from the usual upgrades of missile units and speed units, when any laser unit is obtained, a weapon called Force will unite with your R9 ship. The Force weapon can be attached to either the front or the back of the ship and is used as an extension weapon. Send it out in back or in front of you with the A or right shoulder button to send it off as a satellite weapon. While the gameplay may be what one might consider typical for the genre, make no mistake about one thing, Super R-Type is hard. I mean, like really hard. The game is known for its high difficulty. It's even in its wiki. Remember those hundreds of enemies you encounter at each level? If any one of them hits you once, you're dead. That's to be expected, of course, but in Super R-Type, there are absolutely no mid-level checkpoints. That means when you die, you go all the way back to the beginning of the level. It doesn't matter if you're only one hit away from killing the boss, it's back to the beginning for you. Just go back and try again, and again, and again, and you get the picture. Did I mention Super R-Type is extremely difficult to beat? So hard, in fact, that many people have difficulty picking it back up again once they moved on from it. However, many hardcore gamers, and especially fans of side-scrolling shoot-em-ups, can't get enough of Super R-Type. The skill threshold between difficulty levels is just too juicy to leave alone. It's hard enough just to beat it on easy mode. If you're anything like me and enjoy sitting down and zoning out, learning patterns, and grinding out level after level, Super R-Type will keep you entertained for hours. Hey, thanks for joining me as I talk about Super R-Type for the SNES. So would I recommend you going out and picking up this game? The game is so tough, mostly because of the no mid-level checkpoints, that it's hard to recommend on the original hardware. However, if you add the game to the SNES Classic and make use of the save states, it becomes a totally different game and it's quite enjoyable to play and cuts down on the stress by about 1,000%. There are also level select codes out there that I use to capture footage and to get a good look at the full game. So what do you think about Super R-Type? If you've played it, how far can you get without cheats? I would love to meet and shake the hand of someone who can beat it legit. Anyway, let me know what you think about this one, and if you have any other recommendations for other shmups, hit me up in the comments, and I'll see you next time in my next video.